Welcome to Slow and Steady, the podcast where you get to follow along as we figure out how to build and run a SaaS. I'm Benedict.
And I'm Brian. Each week, we'll give you an honest peek into our lives as we work on our products and keep the lights on by recording this thing whenever we're able to. Today is July the 20th, and I'm feeling very sleepy.
This is episode number 50, and I'm feeling motivated.
Nice.
Can't believe this is episode number 50. This is... what?
Me either. I know. We were just saying that's really crazy. 50 episodes. We published episode 1 July 31st. But if I remember, and it looks like it, like we have episode 1 and episode 2 both published on the 31st. I feel like we recorded a week in advance and kept it, then record that we like released 2 when it launched or something. But so I think our first recording was basically like right at exactly a year ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's awesome. That's really crazy.
That went by quick.
It has gone by. It has gone by pretty quick in a lot of ways. It's been a lot of fun, dude. It's so good to get to know you over a year and just checking in week after week after week. Yeah,
this was definitely fun so far, and let's do this at least for another year.
Totally, I'm with you. Yes, I'll sign up for that for sure.
Actually, right before this call, I found my the year I had planning
compass. Yeah,
and I started looking through it and was like, oh shit, this didn't age well.
Yeah. It didn't age well. Yeah, I don't know that many people's New Year's plans aged very well. I actually haven't even looked back at mine. And normally I do, like, all the time. This year, definitely.
it's been sitting at my desk basically since I wrote it, but earlier today was the first time I picked it up and started browsing through it, and there was like crazy stuff like MicroConf Minneapolis and not gain more weight. That didn't work out.
Hey, you know what? The year is not over.
Year is not over. That's true. Yeah, there's still stuff. On the traveling part, I feel
that's true.
That's probably not going to happen, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
pick up a new hobby is one of the things in there. I should probably still do that.
Yes, there you go. Never too late.
Why are you sleepy? What's up?
Because it's 6 a.m. on my end. We're going backpacking, and I didn't want to miss another week, and so So thanks for shifting a day and several hours so that I could get
for
this
me
recorded.
That doesn't make any difference. This is just like a regular work day as every other day as well.
Yeah. Now we've got all of we've never gone backpacking with the kids, so all the backpacks are packed up waiting to get thrown into the car, and in probably like 1 hour from now we'll be driving into Rocky Mountain National Park and wandering into the mountains for a couple of days. So, but by the time, you are hearing this, listener, if it's sometime Wednesday, then hopefully we're all walking back to the car. So we'll come back Wednesday, and get back to it. But this will be a nice, just complete disconnection, and it'll be a fun adventure for the kids too.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I told you last week when you're talking about this that this isn't a thing you could do anywhere here in Germany. Like just go into the middle of nowhere, and just stay there. I think it's not even allowed in most parts. I'm not entirely sure if there's any place where you could just camp in the forest or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Are there
you're allowed to.
national forests, national parks?
There are, but it's a weird thing. I don't think it really compares to a national park in the US. I don't think there's much camping allowed in there, and it's mostly don't go in there whatsoever. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they're by far like a way smaller areas.
Okay.
So,
well, depending upon what MicroConf 2021 plans in Denver are, maybe we'll get a little group together and drive off into the Rocky Mountains for an afternoon or something. Maybe
yeah, I'd be up for that.
Cool.
I've you proposed to play that last time, and I was like thinking, yeah, maybe like an entire camping trip for a couple of days. Probably not. but just going there and just walking
could be quite comfortable.
And having a nice afternoon.
I'll take my pop-up camper. We won't have to do like the roughing it, laying down on the dirt kind of thing. It'll be awesome.
You're prepared. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, what else we got going? You're feeling encouraged. Or motivated? I mean, what's happening on your side?
Mostly working on the entire thing I've been working on last week was the website, and surprisingly, it's almost done. Like, all pages are there, design is done, stuff is reusable. It works on mobile, it's responsive, and all that fancy stuff. So this week is basically limited to sanding a little bit, like fixing small things. I'm sure Jane will find a couple of design issues that my developer eye just didn't see. And it's also just a matter of adding all the on-page SEO stuff, meta tags, the Twitter tags, the Facebook tags, all that stuff.
Just little.
After that, push it live and be done with it. At least for this week. We're already thinking about the only thing we did was just redo what you have right now, but part of this exercise was to enable us to move the knowledge base into our main website, and we didn't tackle any of that with this stage of the migration. But we're already thinking about doing this maybe next week, because if we don't do that anytime soon, what's the point of redoing the website anyways? So that will be step 2, actually make use of the new, hopefully improved setup. And that's what we're doing.
What are you? I was just looking into this over the weekend. What are you using for your knowledge base? Is it just posts within, or do you have a separate CMS?
We are currently using Help Scout. We use them as we started using them for the shared inbox, to have a support inbox that we can all access, and everyone marks stuff as read and replies and stuff like that. But they also have a knowledge base feature, and we're using that right now. But we are all not super excited about it. At least from the authoring experience, it's a little bit clunky. There's an WYSIWYG editor in there that is a little bit hard to use, and especially with stuff like tables and code examples, it gets a little bit messy.
Okay.
And Jane had to put some effort into styling it, because their default styling isn't that great.
Okay.
And what's funny is if you go to Help Scout's own help knowledge base and help center, it looks super slick and super styled. But once you start digging into it, you realize that they did a lot of custom stuff on top of it. And that's it's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's too bad.
That's what we're using right now.
Okay.
But that combined the suboptimal usability on the authoring side, combined with the wasted SEO potential, made us realize that we should probably just roll it into one. Comes with its own set of challenges, we have to roll our own search and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But I feel overall it's probably a smarter choice. And when we started looking into this, we researched other companies, how they're doing it, and all the big ones and established players are all hosting their knowledge base on their actual website.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, it makes total sense. And what Stripe does that's really interesting is they have like two parts, kind of. So they have all their documentation on the website, but they also have a help center. But their help center is very much like, it's almost like checklists. Like you enter the name of your problem or the thing you're struggling with, and then it gives you a list. Hey, to fix this, do this, and just links you to like the locations inside their dashboard or the documentation. So it's more like I don't know. Like our knowledge base right now is very much like long form content with explanations for everything and screenshots and in-depth background information. And their knowledge base is basically just like scannable lists with quick tips where you find the stuff you're looking for. And I like that. I really like that idea because I feel like this is probably closer to what people actually need when they're having a very specific problem. Like address, like, just do a very small page with like, this is the problem. And here you can find more information on how to solve that. And then have like the long form stuff on the website itself as documentation for SEO purposes.
Check that out. Yeah, I was looking
about. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was looking into, help desk and help guide, knowledge base stuff over the weekend, and somebody on Mega Maker was not loving Help Scout. Intercom seems. I mean, I know like Intercom, hello, but it's just extremely expensive. Like it's just not a good knowledge base solution. And the thing I kept coming back to was just, I mean, I should just make it like a Jekyll post category and host my own. I was like, surely that's not the best thing that's not the best option today, is it? And I just keep thinking that it might be. So we'll see. I'm curious. Let me know how everything keeps going for you guys on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely give it a try and then see. Maybe at some point we realize this was a mistake and we should go back to what we had before. But
man,
I don't know. It feels like the right move. Yeah, especially like we have to figure out the search stuff, but I have some ideas around that.
Okay.
And let's see. I was about to say one funny thing I realized while like Googling for SEO advice, like on-page SEO stuff, like what meta text do I need in there? What should this page structure be? A lot of SEO blogs are really good at like getting ranked, but then like getting content, like information out of those blog posts is super hard. Like usability is like not their strong suit, at least not of the ones that rank very well.
Gosh. Ironic.
I thought it was funny.
I remember messing with, I think there's so BrianRay.com is on Statamic, and Statamic made it really, really easy. It was super easy to get all that stuff right, like out of the box, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everything.
Yeah.
Jekyll, I know that. So projectheadlamp.com is on Jekyll and it's all good to go now. But it's not as, I remember the setup and feeling like it was a bit more of a pain, but now it's all in place. So I feel pretty good about all of that part of it. And so, like as I write new articles or answer questions or things, like everything should be, a potential SEO play. For sure. So that's why it's all kind of on my mind. How are people hosting it, making it easy to edit, refer to, get links, etc. So
that's one of the things that we might miss, like with like moving away from Help Scout, is like the customer support experience there. We love it. Like it's super great. And they also tie in their knowledge base in like the the editor when you're writing replies. So you can basically just like click a button and search the knowledge base, and then it inserts the links to the relevant content.
Gotcha.
We'll probably lose that, and that's a bit sad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. Maybe it will not be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you build yourself a really great search experience, then you'll just search for it real quick.
Fine, I guess.
Search for it, copy paste. Not quite as fast, but still good.
Yeah,
still good. Anything else?
No, that's it. Like super hands down busy with the website.
Nice.
Nothing else to report.
Just keeping it.
What about you?
Keeping it moving. Well, so I had great news last week with a paying customer, and then I mentioned that I had a demo call on Friday.
I think you mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. So it was a connection that I made on LinkedIn a long time ago. And so once again, just another, I'm just going to put another coin in the LinkedIn is not garbage jar, because people love to dump on it. Anyway, so she reached out and had a call with her and two people on her team who are themselves managers. And so, so she has 5 direct reports. 2 of those 5 are managers, and those managers have their own teams, and they join the call as well. And so, for a demo call, for like one of the first, I mean, I felt like it went really well. And the product showed good. They were enthusiastic, responsive, had some great ideas along the way too. And jotted a couple of those down. And so then when it came time to talk price, she said, for the 3 of us, $500 a year, that's $1,500. Budget, we're being really tight on budget right now just because of all the uncertainty. So that would be a stretch. I said, okay, so what would be a no-brainer? And she said, well, if the 3 of us were able to share an account rather than have to buy 3 accounts, then I think that would work. And so the calculation that I ran in my mind real quick then was, I would rather have 3 teams using it than 1, and I'll probably learn way more than $1,000 worth of information if I can get 3 teams using it. And so in the moment, I said, hey, you know what? If you think that would be a no-brainer, and you all would, you all would be happy to sign up, then sure, I'll do 3 accounts for $495 a year. If you do the yearly plan, not if you do the monthly. She said, okay, I will need to get final approval, but that should be fine. So, I think, afterwards I kind of started kicking myself like, you should have said 2 accounts instead of 3, for 500. But, that's just like, that's not worth, at this point, it's not worth kicking myself over so much as just, I think as time goes on and each call doesn't feel so important, then I'll, probably be a little bit more comfortable sticking to my guns a bit. But in the moment, it was worth it for me to be closer to having 3 teams trying it out. So that was Friday. Call was at 9 a.m. my time. They had like 2 suggestions on the call, and so I built those real quick and sent an email, follow up email that afternoon, like around lunchtime. And so so I may hear from them today or tomorrow, but I will not have service to check to see if I hear from them. But hopefully that closes. The other main things, I added recorded and added a demo video to the site. Added a lead magnet, just to try to capture some emails of folks who aren't ready to sign up, but some way of getting them into the funnel, and being able to stay in touch with them. So that's where everything is at. Feels like a lot of, I've been hesitant to really start reaching out to some of the like remote work contacts that I have built up over the last number of months, because I'm like, I'm not. It could get a bunch of traffic right now, but it would I don't have any way to capture those leads, or it could get some traffic, but I don't have. It's kind of hard, to see exactly what it can do without a demo. So now I feel really good about, taking a couple days off here to recharge, coming back and just doing my best, Steli FD impression and just selling like crazy. Nice. That's where I'm at, man. That's where my head's at. So
that's cool. So about the pricing thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a stretch doesn't sound like a no, does it?
Okay. Yeah, that's the other truth there is I could have said, maybe should have said, okay, well, talk to, see what you can get approval for and then get back to me. In so many, there are like so many rungs on that ladder of sticking to my guns, and I just like hopped all the way to the bottom and was like, what is the easiest thing possible? So but that's kind of
it's always easy. It's always easy in hindsight, and especially if you have no skin in the game.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But you sold like basically 3 accounts for the price of 1. Did I get that right?
Yes. Yes.
I think the thing I have done as well. She said like, we could just share an account. I'd be like, yeah, okay, do it. Share an account.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that when the trade-off swings the other way of, okay, yeah, I'll, take it or leave it, then that'll feel a little bit more like the smart, the wise move. And right now, any and all users are just so much more valuable than $500.
Yeah, so it does at this point. It doesn't really matter.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, what it matters to get people using it.
Yeah.
And at least having a credit card, like paying something and not absolutely nothing. But it definitely, that's, part of my optimism around the pricing structure is this exact thing. The number of, a lot of managers manage managers. And so, winning one account might actually be like winning 1.2, whatever the eventual, referral average ends up being, or even if it's more than 1.00, then great.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of hopeful for that, like the number of sales calls that could actually end up being with, multiple people within a company account. I'm hopeful that I'll have some successes there. So,
yeah, sounds good. In the notes, you mentioned that you're thinking about launching on Product Hunt.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I have very low, we talked about this a month or so ago. Like I just have a really low opinion of Product Hunt these days. And so there's a part of me that's like, let's just do it just to get it over with, just to like throw it out there. Cause I just don't expect it to drive any material revenue. And so I think, but I do at least want to be able to plan for it, have somebody that I want to post it to be, you know what I mean? Like if it's going to show up there, I want to try to make a splash. And so I'm kind of feeling like I want to at least control, when it posts, but so we'll see. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. You should definitely do it. Like, I mean, it's worth a shot. And if it, like similar what we had planned, just get more eyes on it, like people that don't know about it yet. And it's definitely a chance to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like your product probably resonates with more people on Product Hunt than Userlist does. Like I feel like I feel like the use case for userless is pretty narrow in terms of it has to be a SaaS app, and you have to be like kind of looking for something like this right now. But your tool is a little bit more, has a little bit of a wider audience in that regard. Like I can see that
wider.
Well, for one, managers like spending their lunch break on Product Hunt might be thinking, hey, this looks interesting, but also like maybe even people who are getting managed are like, hey, maybe we could use this one for our next one-on-one calls or something like that. And I feel like there's a better chance that people will at least be able to think about how they'd use this in their particular context.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you're right. I should maybe stop being so stodgy about product.
And just do it.
Just do it. Okay. I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything else. Gonna go throw some backpacks into the minivan and wander off into the wilderness.
Don't get lost.
I will try not to.
How does it work? Like you just drive there and then are there signs or do you get your GPS out and then?
You have to register with the backcountry office. Like you have to get a permit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they know where you're going. They know how many people they've got out there, and you have certain, we're allowed to camp at one campsite tonight. There's one specific one that we have to go to. But then, other than that, like there's a parking lot at a trailhead that we'll go leave the car, lock it up, start walking. And I've got, this is not like crazy wayfinding out in the middle of nowhere. Like we're walking 3 miles on a well-paved trail in a national park. Okay. And then we'll peel off and find our little spot. So, it's it's fun. It's nothing worth. It's not documentary worthy. So, man. Well, it's good catching up, good talking, and see you. We'll talk later this week, but see you later.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye.